It just degrades your entire aesthetic. Okay.
She's gonna spit you like
You interrupted me. I had all the buildup. I got myself ready. I was like, and then you're like, I've been researching what spring decor is out, and oh, I feel so bad. Okay,
I know where you're going.
I know, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go there. Okay. Hello, and welcome to the House of Valentina. I'm Valentina, and my husband Jack and I, we're having a little fika at the moment, a little coffee and some treats, and this is our favorite time to always sit and chat with you. Fika is definitely like a Swedish idea of taking coffee and a break.
Yes, I love it.
We just love it, and Jack has very kindly made each of us a lavender latte. Mine, of course, is warm, and
first
his is
one of
iced.
the year because it is warm here in Atlanta. Spring is here.
Yes, we're so excited. I can barely stop myself from smiling right now. I am so excited about spring being here. I love this time of year. I love to switch up our decor. I love to go through the house and just start tweaking and creating and just, I'll just geek out over it.
Well, you did 2 videos this week on that.
I
So
did.
You did your March decor video on Wednesday, and then on Friday you did your spring, it's closet, but there was a lot of spring fashion in there as well.
It was a lot of spring fashion. I just kind of snuck in there. Yeah.
It was so good.
I can't help it. I just love spring, and I don't know why, but this year in particular, I'm obsessed. I'm so excited about it. I almost can't stand it. So we wanted to chat with you about some of the decorating mistakes that we ourselves have made at times.
We have.
And some of the lessons that we've learned and some of the decor things that we hope that you'll find really, really helpful, that'll really just get you just as excited as we are about decorating for spring.
Now, we are getting close to 300,000 subscribers, so make sure you're one of
Unbelievable.
those. Yes. By hitting subscribe down below, give us a thumb up, and then let us know down below which one of these things today that you're like, I'm guilty of and I will never do again, or whatever.
No, I'm still doing this.
Not
Because I
taking
think
my-
there's at least one. No, don't tell them.
You're not going to take my
There's going to be at least one of these that I think a lot of you are going to be like, oh, no, you didn't.
Don't.
Oh, no, you didn't.
She may be cute. You're not coming after those.
Oh, I'm keeping that. Okay, you guys let us know down in the comments. Okay, let's get started. Okay,
All right.
I can't stand it.
I know.
Okay, spring.
Spring.
Oh my gosh. I have not had a coffee yet. This is literally just how excited I am.
This is my 14th. I'm ready.
Mistake number 1 that I think is super easy to avoid is what I see a lot of times is that people use a lot of faux flowers. And I just feel like faux flowers are one of those things that just never really look that great. I've yet to meet a single faux flower that I would actually ever buy again. I just don't feel like they ever really convey the authenticity of something that really is real. There are some things that they can actually make amazing fakes about. Fakes about.
Folks.
I can't talk today. Do you know why? I can't talk because I'm that excited. So I'm gonna
Breathe in the real air, not the faux air.
There are some incredible faux plants out there.
Are there good ones?
Yeah, there are.
Okay.
And we did an entire video about it. I don't know, it's probably been at least a year.
At least a year if we did one.
It's been a little while, but we talked about some of the faux plants that are easily replicated.
Yeah.
So I'll try to leave a link for that one. I kind of always forget to leave links. But you can always Google, like in YouTube, House of Valentina faux, and then you'll find it. But I think one of the things that's really easy to replicate is actually a succulent. So if you're thinking about wanting to try, I think the reason we go and buy faux flowers is because it can be expensive to have real flowers. So the solution could be, instead of trying to do faux flowers, you could very easily just simply do a faux succulent, because those look plastic even when they're real.
Yeah, because that coating on them, that is probably how they live
like
forever.
glossy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can also go out into the garden or out into your yard and just clip some greenery from your bushes as things start to bloom. It's a good
great
time
idea.
to just go outside. Don't just leave it sitting out in the yard. A lot of times you might have something on the side yard or somewhere where you're not going to really see it. And I think people think that they're not allowed to do that, don't you think?
You can do whatever you want. We all need to trim stuff this time of the year and kind of clean it up. Don't throw that stuff away. Like, she gets so mad at me if I throw it away. Cause
yeah, he's got all the recycling bags, you know, so you can put it by the curb. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, definitely use that. It's yours. You own it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about faux flowers on wreaths? Because when I'm at the store, I see the wreaths everywhere
so
with
true.
the faux flowers.
I
What
feel
about
like
those?
that's such a good point because you go into the stores and all you see are these faux flowers and definitely the faux flower wreath. I don't know about where you shop, but for us, it's everywhere.
It is everywhere.
And again, I just think, first of all, a faux flower indoors is not my favorite. But when you put it on the door and it's sitting on the door in the sun, a lot of times what happens is that the flowers just fade. And so you took something that was supposed to be cheerful and colorful and all of a sudden it just looks really dingy and kind of sad.
That sunflower's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like just a remnant of what it was.
Yeah, so instead of doing faux flowers on your wreaths, I recommend eucalyptus is a really good fake leaf because here in Atlanta, it gets so hot. I noticed the other day, even in the winter, our candles melted on the porch.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's crazy.
So we're gonna have a lot of sun here and there is no way that we can get away with having something that's gonna fade like that. So what I do instead is I look at eucalyptus because that, even when it does fade, eucalyptus has a light green tint to it. So it can fade and still look really good. So think about something like that. We've also had little berries, something that those actually seem to just really hold up really well. You don't even have to have a wreath. I've noticed in the comments that a lot of times people are like, I don't put a wreath on my door.
No.
Like, is that like a really American thing?
I know, it's definitely an American thing. I don't know if it's a Southern thing as well.
I don't know. You guys let us know down in the comments. We love to hear from you because you're all over the world and it's really fun for us to hear about all the different cultures that you guys represent.
So let us know,
We love that. Of course, we lived overseas for 12 years.
Do
We're
you
obsessed.
do wreaths where you live?
Yeah, let us know. Let us know. Okay, next up we've got, I'm avoiding the most controversial one.
Yeah, the controversial one is coming last.
I'm like, I don't want to go there just yet. I'm like,
Before we get there, remember we love you. And we only
I
say
keep
what we say in
avoiding
love.
it. I'm like, let's just avoid the super controversial one. Yeah. And next up, I think one of the biggest mistakes is keeping your really heavy materials. So right now, even on our sofa, we have this sort of leather, we've got the velvet, and when you pair all these things together, it does have a very heavy sort of feel. You want like this like wool and leather and velvet, like that's like so winter, it's a little bit fall, and you're looking for something that's just gonna like, you're gonna sort of cocoon in. And to me, when you switch over to spring going into summer, it's like, you don't want a cocoon, you're hot. You know, I don't know where you live, but here it's like 90 degrees outside. Fahrenheit, of course, I know if you're like 90.
90?
If you do Celsius, you're gonna be like, what?
That's where we melt things.
Yeah, but it can be really, really hot. And you don't want things against your skin that are just gonna feel really heavy. The lighter fabrics will really help. A lot of times I'll actually switch out the curtains, and right now I haven't had some velvet up in my own house, but if I go into a client's house, I like to switch out the drapery. I like to switch out the pillows and the blankets, and I really like to take the really heavy materials out and literally just infuse lightness into the entire house. We're gonna try to get as much light into the house as we can. We're gonna just lighten and brighten and make it just feel so airy, as if you're getting to almost create a sort of staycation vibe every single day in your home.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I would have ever thought of this if I wasn't married to you.
Oh.
I'm serious, because I think what I always thought was, and I think what I always thought, I think what I've always thought is you have one set of decor for your house, and then you have like Easter, and then you have Christmas, and then you have like events, but I never thought ever about like changing out fabrics throughout the year.
Yeah, I mean, I may actually be a little like,
no, but that's brilliant.
OTT over the top on this,
it's
but
brilliant.
I love the way that you can live in your home and you don't have to spend a fortune. The curtains that we have up here, we found on Amazon, and they were really, really affordable. So this isn't about spending a ton of money, but I feel like the way that you live in your home and the way that you can live with the seasons is just so therapeutic and satisfying, and it's this sort of act of self-care, because you're starting to even lighten your clothes. You've got a little bit lighter cotton. I'm wearing a little bit of this sort of linen. We switch out our wardrobe But then a lot of times people don't think to switch up their home. So I think it's
love that.
something that really, it's a little bit of a mistake, but it's an easy fix.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am 100% avoiding the controversial one again. I'm just like, I'm not ready for
It
it.
keeps moving down your list.
It does.
It was originally at
It
the
was
top.
number one before, and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
So let's talk about another easy fix. A lot of times we forget to switch up our greenery, and what will happen is you might set the house with a certain kind of greenery. We're moving out of the holidays at this point. It's March. We left some of it in February, but for me, like by March, I'm like, get all of the evergreens out of my face. I don't want to see them for 9 months.
Because we had cypress everywhere in the house because I can't do pine. And so winter for Christmas, we brought in cypress and then it stayed around because it just feels so warm and like a forest.
Yeah, and we had taken a lot of clippings from the yard and those all held up. So
they all started blooming.
I'm actually leaving them rooting in water for now, and I'll plant them back out in the garden. But for me, I need to change up the greenery. This goes beyond the idea of faux flowers.
Yeah.
I'm talking about switching up maybe even the tree that's in your space. You've switched out from your Christmas tree, and a lot of times you'll end up with this sort of empty feeling. So we've gone and purchased a little chefalera for the main living room. We've got the fig, which is like literally right here.
Yeah, and we added another fig somewhere.
We did, to the living room as well.
Yeah.
So we really like to add some greenery. Now I know every time we talk about the trees, you guys, it's so funny because some people are like, is that a fig? That's a fig. Where'd you get that fig? And we're like, no, like the fig trees that we have in the house
We have no fake trees.
No, up in the kids' room,
The
actually.
kids' room because it's so dark.
It's not that it's dark, it's that I know they're not going to remember to water them.
Yeah, I can
and
barely remember to
they're
water
getting
these.
older. Our daughter's 20 and our son's 17, and then Landon's 13. But they don't want us in their room all the time. So it's easier for them to have a little bit of a faux plant. So if you don't want to have it real, I will leave some links for some really great faux options because I think that I feel like 20 years ago, the faux trees and the faux greenery was just kind of faux ugly. It just was not nice.
Faux show.
Yeah, it was just not nice.
Yeah, it was not at
It
all.
really looked fake. But nowadays, there are so many amazing products out that there's no shortage of really great options to just make those little changes throughout your house and really just lighten and bring this feeling of spring. And what's great about it is that a lot of these things you're just gonna leave right through summer. So you're not gonna be switching them up every 3 months. These are the items that you'll switch up and you'll leave them until at least fall. I think another big mistake is keeping everything dark.
So what do you mean by this? Because I actually don't know. Like, are you saying repaint the entire house?
Absolutely. Go and repaint your entire house. Like, Valentina's nuts. What is wrong with that girl? Okay, so I might actually go
You may
and
actually
repaint.
do that.
I
That's why
would.
I'm asking.
He's right. He's totally right. He's kind of nailed me. I'm like, oh, we just painted the bedroom super dark and it was so cozy for winter. Ooh, should I lighten it for summer? That would be so much fun.
That would be
Try something
fun.
really light. I do think that there's something really, really fun about going through your home and removing a lot of the really dark items. We've talked about the leather and we're talking about the material, but what if, let's say you had a black cotton pillow? If you have everything super, super dark in your home, you're gonna leave the furniture pieces. But now is or unless you're like me and I'm like, let's switch the chair up.
Well, yeah, and like, we have stacks of dark books everywhere right now.
Yes.
So I see what you're saying. Now we have all these dark books and dark
I like
accessories.
to go back through and I'm going to take a lot of this the dark books, the dark accessories, the dark vases, and I'm not going to take everything out because you guys know I just love black. Even if you have navy items, those can also feel quite heavy. So I suggest putting these maybe in the cabinet and it's time to pull out your lighter books, some of your lighter accessories. And when you start switching out your materials as well, maybe you put up some light colors on your sofa. I'm getting so excited because I know what I've ordered and I know what's coming and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I know, there's so much fun stuff.
Yeah, there's so much fun stuff and it's just so much fun to switch it all out and just to give your home this sort of like refresh. And if you've been smart and you bought pillows, because we talked about that in one of our design mistake videos, is buying pillows that don't have the zippers. If you've been smart and you did buy them with the zippers, you just unzip and switch the cover. And this is not a super expensive thing, but it just gives your home this sort of
awesome.
light feeling, and it just feels so appropriate for the season, and it will just bring you so much delight. Are we really gonna save like the most controversial for last?
We are.
We're so naughty. I'm avoiding it. I'm like, no.
I can't believe you're gonna go there. You told me what it was yesterday, and it's
I
like,
know.
oh
You're
my
like,
gosh.
oh, she's going there. Okay, so you tell us the next one, because this is your favorite.
One of the big mistakes we make is we don't change out the scents.
Yes.
This is a dead giveaway.
It's so fun though.
Oh, I love this time
oh
of the year.
my gosh, I love it so much.
Because we really do. If you watched any of our videos before for decorating for Christmas or winter or whatever, we really play into the scents, because we want to, especially here in Atlanta where it's not super, super cold in winter.
Yeah.
We do make it feel wintry, but this time of the year, oh my gosh, there's some crazy smells out there.
Light and airy.
And linen and fresh and citrus.
Citrus can work as well. I think citrus is nice because it can work in the winter, but it can also be incredible in the spring and summer.
Yes.
I love to bring in candles that are scented with peony. That's my favorite. Even over rose. I love rose fragrances as well, but for me, when the house starts to smell like flowers blooming and the lemons are coming onto the tree, and
I change out everything. I've changed out my body soap.
you know I do.
I was using this amber that was really dark and woodsy, and I switched to like this coastal one this past week.
And we switch our fragrances. I think I actually talked about that in the March one, is how we switch out the fragrances that we use.
Yeah, I changed my colognes.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
I think it's just a blast. We look at, Anthropologie is one of my favorite places. Can I just be honest? I know that those candles are a little bit more expensive. You could also do the little reed ones as well, with the little sticks, and try to just get a little bit more longevity out of them. But they always have like basil and mint, and we did a watermelon last year. I'll double check. I'll see what they've got, and I'll leave you links for the ones that I would buy down below in the description. But I think they are one of the best places, and it's one of my favorites, is the sea salt one.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They had one at H&M, if it's still there, and the one from Target.
Target, yes.
Which we're getting ready to go to Target, so stay tuned, because we're gonna go.
Like in a few minutes.
In a few minutes, I'm like, let's go to Target and shop for spring. He's like, what did you eat or drink today?
But I'm fine with that. I get to go out with this hot chick.
know.
Yes.
You guys, it's just so much fun to get your house ready for spring. It just feels so alive and
I know.
so exciting.
I love it.
And when you switch up your scent, you just feel it when you come into your home, and it's so wonderful. We're going to Target and we're gonna be shopping for spring. And when we do that, I know without a doubt, if we go to Michael's, if we go to Target, if we go to Walmart, if we go to
even Pottery Barn, some of those, yeah.
I've been researching what spring decor is out, and I feel so bad. Okay,
I know where you're going.
I know, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go there. Okay. I almost can't utter it. My mom's gonna hate me.
Yes, she will.
My own mom is gonna disown me.
She's
for
gonna
this.
be like, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay.
She's gonna spit you like
You interrupted me. I had all the buildup. I got myself ready. I was like, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I think one of the biggest mistakes is going too kitschy for spring. There, I said it.
And by the word kitschy, she means, say the words.
Bunnies. Chicks.
Oh!
What are some of the other things that?
It's a lot of bunnies and chicks.
A lot of bunnies and chicks. And
occasional bird, but
lots of birds and
lots of bunnies.
If you go and you try to shop for spring, you're going to see a lot of bunnies and chicks and a lot of this like kitschy kind of stuff.
And we don't mean chicks like chicks. We mean chicks like cheep, cheep, cheep.
And we own like a little bunny, like it's a white porcelain little bunny container, and I put some jelly beans in it for the kids right before Easter is here. Yeah, for you, I know. It's actually for him.
Yes, it is.
Or me, because I'm like, jelly beans. These little Starburst ones.
Oh my God.
Put those away. But I think that it really just degrades your entire aesthetic. You can have just this amazing, sophisticated, beautiful space, and then it's like, what's the chick doing here?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like little kitschy things. A lot of times they're small. A lot of times the quality isn't as good.
Yeah. Chicks and bunnies are great in peep form, which is one of my favorite candies of all time. But not a whole lot else.
Or in the yard, because we did actually have bunnies.
Like
before.
real bunnies.
Yeah, we had real bunnies for a while, and we just love bunnies, and they're wonderful. But I think that the decor, it just really kind of degrades your entire spring decor. And I think what it is that when you go to the store is telling you how you're supposed to decorate. And what you really need to do is decide for yourself how you're going to decorate. And then go to the store looking for those specific items, which is what we are about to do. I'm gonna go see what does Target have, what is out on the market that I think would be worth buying. And then I think maybe we'll hit Pottery Barn in West Elm as well.
I'm game
this
for
week.
whatever.
Okay, we're gonna try to bring you that content because what we wanna do is equip you. Because I feel like a lot of times you just see what's there and it's like, oh, it's so cute, it's little bunnies. And
well, this kind of goes back to that literal... I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine.
This kind of goes back to that literal translation.
Yeah.
Like when we first started decorating years and years ago, when we wanted to do Paris, we probably had 15 Eiffel Towers throughout our house.
It's so true. Yeah.
Versus what you talk about all the time, which is what is the feeling of Paris. And that's kind of what you're talking about here, which is
so
instead
true.
of like the bunny invasion
Yeah.
and chicks everywhere, like the Playboy Mansion. Wrong chicks. Instead of that,
I think
it's
a lot
the
of people,
feeling of
they
spring.
switch the soap pumps, they switch the towels, because that's what they're going to sell you at Target and Home Goods.
Nothing like soap
and
coming out of
Pottery
a
Barn.
bunny's butt. Gotta love that.
Or out of its head, but either way.
Poor bunny.
Either way, I just feel like there's an easier way of doing this in which you
Yes.
capture the essence of spring in your home. So we are not going to leave you hanging for long. We're going to go to the store literally as soon as we're done filming, and we're going to get you loaded up on ideas to show you the kinds of things that you should be looking for that will help you to really capture the essence of spring and the flowers and this sort of light. This is about creating something that you just walk in the room and you're just like, I can't believe I get to live here. Is it even real?
Yeah.
And you don't have to have a lot of money to create that kind of feeling for yourself. But we want to be able to help equip you to be able to create these experiences in your life so that when you move throughout your home and you're in linen and cotton, you just look like the whole house, like everything around you has been transformed. And it's just these little tweaks that you can make that just make your home just feel so alive and season appropriate. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
I'm so excited about this one
so
because what?
You can't even remember your point.
I can't.
I give you one of these to introduce, and you're like, huh? What was I supposed to say? Can you say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Landon's still in like winter vibes. He likes a hoodie, and he's all soft and cozy
I
today.
think because he's running the air upstairs.
He
It's
is.
probably
It's
cold.
like 20 degrees up there. Up there running the air conditioning.
It's nice. It's nice up there.
Are you enjoying spring? It feels so good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We love you.
I love you too.